Females are more brown, like this.
Yeah, muted color.
And this is a nice male here. See, you got the nice bright dorsal fin.
Yeah.
A little red on there. So see that stripe usually goes all the way through, and then when they're born, and then it goes away. Sometimes it stays, and then you get different patterns. So
nice.
People like those. So
yeah,
I never see them with the pattern like that because all the wild ones are picked.
Yeah.
There's a nice red top on this one. Yeah, you didn't like it. You get that little spine out.
Yeah, there's that spine.
But I handle them a lot that they don't like it.
They're like when I handle them, they have to move them. They're just stab me left and right. But
yeah. But the other thing too is they're much more docile, and they eat readily. They come up. They're not hiding as much. And then the females are more like that again. But it depends. And they don't have as much red on the fin and much more dark on the fins.
Yeah.
Some of them have the black eye there. They have and some get really red. So
yeah, I like the deep color. It's nice.
So yeah, it is. It's just for some reason the wild ones are very yellow. These ones are not as much, but I know it's a loach. But I don't know if it's the locale or whatever. But,
nice.
I try to keep the 4 stripes or the unusual pattern because they do breed and they come up more.
Okay. So it's something you can breed for.
Yeah. Well, there's leucistics and albinos I've never seen, but I've seen the one with the yellows.
Yeah, I've seen some. I've never seen them in person, but
I'm sure if I breed them enough of them, I'll show up. Stuff like that. You just look at a draw. They just happen or it doesn't.
Sure.
So yeah, you got little loaches here. So here's a little bit of the 4 stripe stuff. So.
And you've bred these?
Yeah, these are babies that grew up, 3 years old.
Nice.
And then I try to keep the one with they're born with 4 stripes.
Okay.
And then the third stripe right here migrates in the fin, and sometimes stays. And so that's how you get patterns like that. But I got some nicer ones in here somewhere, and you get different patterns. And then the males.
What's interesting to me is they're okay with you handling them. Like normally, I'd be getting spiked by their spikes with stuff coming in from a farm normally.
Yeah. So you get there's a stripe and then migrates, and the females are easy to tell. They're more bland.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's the normal color I would expect at that.
Yeah,
size.
That's the females, and then the males are more like a golden red. Let's see, find a nice one here. Let's see, there's an even nicer one. Yeah, this would be a male here. A little more golden, like really gold.
Nice.
And then there's more males in here, and then there's a nice male here. They're longer body too, and then they got the red on the tip.
Is there any truth to the way their tail fin is, like whether it's a curve or to a point at the center?
A little bit, but that could be different. That could be a lot of the collection sites and where they come from. And these are river fish, so they love to swim up current. The females have a broader tail because they are broader and they're thicker. Yeah. So they don't swim as the males have longer tail because they're slender, and so they can swim up the. So anyway, these are little guys.
And I know people will ask me, and anything I ask you don't have to answer. So I know that right now.
So you
what are you raising? Like, what kind of food do you feed these guys?
Same food.
And which is?
Basically, it's a mixture, but the big key with loaches is the size of the food. Okay. It has to be 2 to 3 millimeters.
2 to 3 millimeters. Okay.
That's it. That's the key.
Even on larges or just
on large? Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. You can go up to 3 millimeters, but a lot. That's the con loaches don't chew; they swallow.
Okay.
They have a lippy mouth.
Yeah.
And so that's why they like snails, because they can put their mouth on the snail and just suck it dry.
Yeah.
The same size, and they won't eat big snail. They'll eat the little snails. Right. And then the food itself is basically same food. They like consistency. Okay. If you start changing food, they don't do so well. You can't condition them. You condition them with the same food all year round. Oh. And they do better that way. As soon as you change their food, they don't eat well. They have to I think a lot of it's got to do with their bacteria in their gut. Yeah. The digesting process. So as soon as you start changing food, they'll eat worms and they'll eat fruits and vegetables, all kinds of stuff. Right. But the food itself is if it's the same food, they do great all the time. No sense changing the diet. And then it's like you feed them flake food, they won't eat all the flake food. They'll eat the parts that are specific size.
Huh.
If there's a big flake, they kind of nibble at it, but if it doesn't fit their mouth, they're not going to eat it. So they're very sensitive on their mouth.
Are you feeding them like a trout chow or what?
Mostly it's an Aquamax right now, and I mix it up with a few other food, but as long as it's the same size pellet, it's a bit of vegetable, a bit of algae pellets, or and then protein and shrimp and stuff like that. That's the basic rule, but I found that if you change their diet, they don't do well. If you keep the same diet all the time, you can use the same size food and put pigments in there if you want, or put more vegetable, but if the pellet's the same, they eat it all the time. But if you change size pellets, they don't like it. They come from a very stable environment. Like the temperature of where they come from is no more than 4 degrees a year.
Wow.
So between 78 to 82.
Yeah.
But you can't breed them at 82. You breed them at 78. But you can't condition them at 78. You condition them at 82.
Okay.
So
temperature has to drop.
And then the same with the pH. The big thing is the breeding is you can condition you condition them in a medium to hard water.
Okay.
Neutral, 7.5.
Yeah.
But you can't breed them at that. You have to breed them at 6.2.
Huh.
So they need 2 different water. Conditioning water and breeding water. 2 different water. Trying to find you some a little bit bigger ones here. I got like 4 vats of these things, 5 vats actually. The biggest.
And I know. I mean, I absolutely love clown loaches and.
Everything here is tank raised. There's no wilds in here.
Okay.
So it's kind of. So it's all stuff. These are like 4 or 5, probably 5, 6 years old. But you can see, there's your females.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not totally ready. They're still not fattening up yet. This one's starting up a little bit to get the belly on them.
Yep.
So, and then the males are faster, so they don't really. Here's a male right there. They're more golden.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they get there's nothing coming out of them yet. So they're not till they.
So that's how you would tell if they're mature, if like some.
Well, not mature. More like the females are getting conditioned. They're starting to fatten up.
Yeah.
But it's another month.
Okay.
So, and that's when you can see I don't see anything coming out. So they're not ready. So there's nothing going on, And then you see like little males. There's a little male.
Wow. Yeah, it's really colored up.
So it takes. Trying to get that little guy. Okay, let's see here. There you go. He's got different patterns, but I'm trying to see if because sometimes the little ones have, nothing going on there. So, but it gives you an idea.
Yeah.
And here's more like the 4-stripe type, like
yeah, they're just nice.
Yeah.
And so what year have you found they will start breeding? So like we're waiting to make
year and a half.
Wow, that soon, huh?
2 inches.
Wow.
But you're not getting a lot of eggs, and they're hard to handle, and
Okay.
they're not. You don't want to keep moving around.
Right.
They get all stressed out. And so the best is 3 years,
Okay.
because then they're like a 4-inch, 3.5, 4-inch.
Yeah.
And they produce more eggs, and the eggs are bigger too. So if it's smaller fish, smaller eggs.
So like a foot-long loach, way more eggs, but less.
Well, yeah, you get a 7-inch loach. 6 to 7 would be 25,000 eggs.
Wow.
When they're full, when they're.
Yeah.
So it's 1,200 eggs per mill. So when you're volume, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So like if you were to take the eggs in a beaker,
Right.
that many mills would be,
right.
that 1,200
And some of the
eggs per
fish
mill.
can produce a lot of,
Wow.
So a little fish you get 2-3 mils out of it.
Yeah.
So you get 4,000 fish, 4,000 eggs. You're not going to get 4,000 fish.
Do the eggs like swell up after they're out or anything, or they just stay that?
No. They swell up a lot.
Okay,
They're like a shark,
Okay.
like the rainbow sharks.
Yeah, because I was
They
thinking,
swell
like,
up
if
and
they're
they're
that
loose.
Small, how are we gonna feed them once they hatch?
No, they hatch. They eat brine shrimp.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Best food for them hatching is microworms.
Okay.
Because they hatch at the bottom. They hatch. Okay, they hatch in the water column. They settle at the bottom and they hug the sides like a loach. And then you put food in there. And brine shrimp they'll eat, but it's moving.
Move around.
But if it's on the bottom, they'll just suck it down. And microworms are the best.
Just look how small that clown loach is against the silicone. Like if you know silicone, you can see how small these are. It's crazy to me. Yeah, to meet someone actually breeding clown loaches is amazing.